Hello and welcome back to RailRoads Online. So today we are running some wood. I think we'll be headed up to the coal mine with this load today. We have enough for about 50% capacity up there on board. Not sure exactly what's up at the coal mine at this point, to be honest. Haven't been up there for a bit, so we are going to run little man up the hill and see if he can't get some of this wood of the lumber and the beams delivered up there to the coal mine. And we will just kind of check on the state of the game. We've been working out at the oil field lately, so we haven't after the big pond drop, we are now going to take some of that wood into the supply chain and see where we need it. If we don't need it at the iron mine, we will just take it further down the line somewhere. We know we needed wood. We were running out. We are going to have to run some more wood out towards the ironworks and the refinery. Is definitely going to need some more wood. But we've been doing that with little smaller locomotives. This one, the Heisler run, we tend to keep up for the big mountain, so figured we'd head out that direction today, being we just haven't been out there for a little bit of time. Time to backfeed some of the supply lines now that our oil barrels have been drained. So now that we've stepped up our loads and whatnot, it is going to be time to see how well the supply chain works. I think we're going to come in here and remove this siding. I put that in when we were originally laid this track, thinking things would be coming back and forth here, and maybe there would be a call to pull over to the side, but we have never used it. So, no real point in that being there anymore at all. So, be track removal time. I think we're going to start working on some quality of line improvements coming up here. So, the plan is going to be kind of to start looking at this route that we have going down to the smelter first and foremost, where that's 3%, and seeing if we can drop that to like a 2% grade or maybe even less. Trying to alleviate some of the pull that is coming up that hill. It does require a fair amount of effort from some of our best locomotives and setups to come up that hill. I'd like to be able to get the Class 70 with those 10 coal cars up that a lot faster than it currently likes to move, because it does like to very slowly meander its way up there. It will make it, but it is a very slow journey, so I think we'll look to improve that probably coming up here. I really do like the way that stone wall looks in that little dip. It just looks like something they would have actually done, almost. What? Alright, before we go any further, let's run back here, make sure that we have no brakes on any of the cars, which, there you go. Never mind. I was like, this thing is acting like it's pulling way too hard. That would make sense. Yeah. Okay. Now we're getting that Heisler go. Knew something was wrong. The Heisler does not tend to give you all too much hesitation when it comes time to go. Doesn't really matter what. I mean, I'm sure at a certain point when it's overloaded, it matters. But I haven't run into too many cases where the Heisler doesn't like to go. It's a heck of a puller, the Heisler. Definitely not a bullet train by any means. It is not a speed train, but it will kind of lock into this slow-mo here and just keep toting along. Of course, as I say that, we're actually coming to a stop. What the heck? Well, 1% brake isn't going to do much. Oh, that link's a little stretched out or mythically hooked up. I don't know what you want to call that, but there's a bit of a glitch for you. Especially considering these ones are pretty compressed. No more brakes. Oh, there's another set. So that might be part of the reason this train's acting a little wonky. It's been sitting for a long time. I guess they haven't really moved this train for a fair amount of time, so I don't know, maybe the links are worn out from sitting out in the weather or something, but I guess we'll call it that. Alright, now let's see if we can make our way back up the train. No problem, but we do definitely have a few stretched out links there. So, I haven't seen that before. Alright, we're back in there. We have enough water, we have enough fuel. Shouldn't be much to stop us. This is a fairly heavy train. I mean, 10 cars. And maybe we should attack this track before we do the one downhill. But the one downhill, I have a little more idea of how I can lengthen it. This one here, it would be nice to drop this down at 2%, but I'm not exactly sure. This track, rather, is pretty constricted with where it runs from and where it runs to. So, you know, you alter too much of it, and parts of it just aren't going to line up anymore. So we'd have to relay the whole thing. And maybe we'll lay it coming up the mountain this time. Last time we laid it going down from the ironworks. So maybe we'll lay it from that track down there that we like and then just kind of bring it up at 2% and see if we can still get anywhere near our mark. Because we do have some spots in here, like here you can see we have a flat spot, or a flatter spot it looks like, so we'll just have to see what we can get. I don't want to change the line too much because it all works. But if we could lighten the load, lighten the workload, I guess, on the locos a little bit, it sure wouldn't hurt to be able to pull these at faster speed. And it's either grade or car weight you have to get rid of to go faster. So, or some of the turns. But this one really isn't super turny or anything, so I think this one's going to be a matter of changing the grade and seeing where we can go from there. This is a primary up the mountain route. We use it a lot. In fact, everything that we bring up the mountain in one way or another comes up this line. Currently on this rail setup, even running out to the ironworks, we come up this. We just have the one uphill, really. But when I went to go out to the coal mine, and I was thinking about putting in another, how was I going to climb out of the valley? It just kind of dawned on me that I already have a climb out of the valley. And so I just used this one. And I haven't built anything else for going out to the coal mine. Oh, we may have more wood out here than you thought. Yeah, we sure do. Alright, so this mine is full. And out there, we're going to need beams. We need 10 cars of beams out at the stop. Stop. Nice. I mean, not really nice, but it stopped. Shoo. That was close. Okay. Good. So we will just park this one on the siding, I guess, for a future dump, because we are not going to run 5 excess cars out to the iron mine for no reason. So then what that really means is that we're going to have to come in here and pick up some of this coal and put that to use somewhere down the hill, which is cool because we need another cash injection after spending everything on an oil barrel train. We are now pretty light on funds, so the idea was to go back through and start feeding some of the industries and see if we couldn't get that getting back into the profit, but that's not going to work out until we get some of the iron out of here. So I guess we should have just loaded this one up with beams, but such as it is, this is why we have the extra sidings out here, and quite frankly, it's also why I have the extra locomotives, is so that storage is always an option. I think ideally in the future we're going to have the full setup locos at every stop. That way we not only get the storage from each stop, but we get the extra loads from a train, so when we need the stuff we can just drop it first and then go pick up a new load is kind of the plan, depending on how it works loading in everything. The more you get in the game, the more it's got to load in, I guess, the more work, but haven't run into any problems with anything yet, so we're running smooth, looking good, and starting to actually fill in some locomotives. So we do have plenty more locomotives to pick up. If we're going to do that, we're going to need, just here even at the coal mine, we're going to need, 2 more locomotives, or just 1 more locomotive, sorry, one for hauling the coal out. With the wood car here, since we did do the 10, we don't really have to do 1 for beams and 1 for lumber. So I guess we'll just do the 2 locomotives out here. Once we get it set up, I think we will run Heislers for here. So looks like the goal is going to be to grab 1 more Heisler for hauling the coal down, or the iron, down the mountain. Oh, we gotta back her up just a little bit more. Get off of the split. easier and back into parking space. Good thing we don't parallel park these things, huh? Alright, we will set that braking, call that good. And I think we'll just turn around and call it an episode there. I'm going to head up and grab the iron train. We'll bring that down from the coal mine. It's got the 10 hopper cars on it, and then we can start really getting some of this iron out of the mountain and making some money. So we'll call that a delivered load for backup. Being look at those stockpiles. The industries look so incredible when they're full. Of course, I guess the lumber is not, so we could have dropped lumber, but it's got nowhere to go. So we will pull some more hopper cars down here and pull that out, and we will catch you on the next one. Thanks for tuning in.